While there may be plenty of fish in the sea, few are as ferocious as sharks. Throughout history, both past and present, some sharks have grown to truly unbelievable sizes. From the infamous Adept Shark to a massive recent discovery, here are the 15 biggest sharks in history. Number 15. The Adept Shark. Most modern sharks simply chomp down on their prey, eat their meal, and swim away. But the Adept Shark of the late Devonian era took feeding to a whole new extreme. Living about 350 million years ago, this fish had a unique set of teeth that allowed it to use its jaw as a slashing weapon. Unlike other sharks that constantly shed and replace their teeth, the Adept retained a continuous row of serrated teeth that curved outward like blades, earning it the nickname scissor-toothed shark. These teeth formed a singular cutting surface, making its hunting strategy both efficient and brutal. Fossil evidence suggests that the Adept primarily hunted smaller marine reptiles and large fish, taking advantage of its powerful jaw to slice through tough hides and flesh. Its robust musculature and streamlined body enabled it to move swiftly through prehistoric seas, launching sudden, devastating attacks. Scientists believe the shark's unique jaw motion not only incapacitated prey but also minimized the risk of injury during hunting, ensuring its survival in a highly competitive environment. Interestingly, its unusual dental structure has left paleontologists puzzled for years, with debates on how exactly its jaw mechanics worked. Then, once its prey was incapacitated, it would swallow it whole. So, this 6-meter-long fish was an absolute menace, as few animals could really fend off against such an aggressive assault. We think you'd agree it's probably for the best that the Adept Shark isn't around today. Number 14. The Bluntnose Six Kill Shark. As suggested by the name, the Bluntnose Six Kill Shark has a blunted nose, which sets it apart from a more typical sharp nose, and 6 gills, which sets it apart from the more typically 5-gill setup. But beyond the obvious, the Bluntnose Six Kill Shark is a truly powerful presence, as it can grow up to 8 meters in length and is known to feed on a large variety of creatures. Their diet includes everything from fish and squid to crustaceans and even the carcasses of whales, making them one of the most opportunistic feeders in the ocean. This adaptability allows them to thrive in diverse environments, from shallow coastal waters to depths of more than 2,500 meters. Their large, green eyes are specially adapted for low-light conditions, giving them an edge when hunting in the darkness of the deep sea. Fossil records suggest that the Bluntnose Six Kill Shark has existed for over 200 million years, making it a living relic from the time of the dinosaurs. Researchers have also noted their relatively slow movements, which help conserve energy in the deep, oxygen-depleted waters where they spend much of their time. Additionally, their ability to tolerate a wide range of temperatures and pressures makes them one of the most resilient shark species. Interestingly enough, it is typically found at deeper levels of coastal waters during the day, but at night will rise to the surface to hunt nocturnally. It does so by ambushing its prey at close range, making it a very adept hunter. Despite them not posing a threat to humans, they are desired by many for their meat and oil, and thus overfishing has begun to become an issue surrounding the species. As a result, the Bluntnose Six Kill Shark is considered to be near threatened by the IUCN, and it doesn't seem likely that this label will change anytime soon. Number 13. The Ctox Arina. There are plenty of ferocious sharks out there, but the Ctox Arina takes the cake for being the most daring. This is because not only are they sizable sharks, but more importantly, they went after prey that would make modern sharks swim away in seconds. The Ctox Arina came in at about 8 meters and weighed in at about 5 tons. While its cruising speed was just 12 kilometers per hour, it would turn on the jets and go on bursts of up to 70 kilometers per hour when chasing prey. For comparison, these bursts would put it a whole 15 kilometers per hour faster than the modern great white shark. And they were necessary because of the prey they went after. Fossil evidence has shown that the Ctox Arina was not just a hunter but also a scavenger, often feeding on the remains of massive marine reptiles. This dual feeding strategy ensured they could thrive in a highly competitive ecosystem. Their robust and streamlined bodies allowed them to maneuver with precision, even in the chaotic battles with their enormous prey. The fossilized bite marks on mosasaur skeletons reveal the immense power behind their jaws, indicating they could crush bones with ease. Unlike many other prehistoric predators, the Ctox Arina had serrated teeth, which not only sliced through flesh but also prevented slippery prey from escaping. Additionally, their relatively large brain suggests they had keen senses and sharp hunting instincts, making them formidable apex predators. They likely roamed vast distances across the ancient oceans, tracking prey and taking advantage of the rich marine biodiversity of their time. You see, the Ctox Arina lived about 107 to 73 million years ago, which meant that it lined up perfectly with the existence of dinosaurs. They would go after prehistoric underwater beasts such as mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, both of which would be able to make light work of most modern sharks. However, it wasn't just their speed but their set of teeth that allowed these endeavors to be successful. They had a mouth full of razor-sharp, bone-shearing teeth that allowed them to rip apart prey with ease. As such, the Ctox Arina truly was a fierce fish. Number 12. The Pacific Sleeper Shark. Sharks are typically known to inhabit warm waters, as it's in the tropics that most shark sightings are made. However, the Pacific Sleeper Shark turns this narrative on its head due to the fact that it almost exclusively lives in cold environments. Found in both the North and South Pacific Oceans, these sharks typically grow to lengths of up to 4.5 meters and generally like to confine themselves to areas on continental shelves. Despite their large size, Pacific Sleeper Sharks are slow-moving creatures, which helps them conserve energy in the frigid, oxygen-depleted waters they call home. They are also known to inhabit depths of up to 2,000 meters, making them one of the deepest-dwelling shark species. Their slow metabolism is a key adaptation, allowing them to survive for long periods without food in an environment where meals are scarce. Pacific sleeper sharks have also been found with unusual items in their stomachs, such as giant squid beaks and even whale blubber, indicating that they are opportunistic feeders. Some researchers believe their suction-based feeding mechanism allows them to scavenge efficiently, even from decomposing carcasses on the ocean floor. Interestingly, they are known to have a surprisingly stealthy hunting style, sneaking up on prey and taking them by surprise in the darkness. Additionally, their liver contains high levels of oil, which not only provides buoyancy but also acts as a critical energy reserve. Considered to be both predators and scavengers, these sharks consume their prey through a method of sucking and chewing, which essentially means that they inhale their prey using their large mouth and then use their teeth to cut up any pieces that are too large to swallow. This prey usually consists of octopuses, bottom feeder fish, and squids. If this prey is in short supply, they can store extra food in their stomach for later use. However, out of all the modern sharks on this list, we would say that the Pacific sleeper shark is by far the most mysterious, as relatively little research has been done on its diet, behavior, and habits. As a result, it may be years until scientists get a solid understanding of this incredible species. Number 11. The Tydus. As far as age goes, few sharks are quite as old as the Tydus. After all, this shark lived about 85 million years ago and inhabited a water body known as the Western Interior Seaway. For reference, this is so long ago that the Western Interior Seaway is now completely covered by land, as it existed as a watery stretch that cut right down the middle of the North American continent. The environment was a warm, shallow sea teeming with marine life, making it the perfect hunting ground for this ancient predator. Fossil evidence suggests that Tydus had a specialized diet, with its flat, crushing teeth perfectly adapted for grinding through the hard shells of its prey. Unlike modern sharks, which typically have pointed teeth for slicing, Tydus relied on sheer force to pulverize tough exoskeletons. Scientists theorize that its powerful jaws generated enough pressure to crack even the thickest shells, giving it a competitive edge in the ecosystem. Interestingly, the wear patterns on its teeth reveal that they were replaced regularly, ensuring this massive predator was always equipped for its next meal. Paleontologists have even found Tydus teeth fossilized alongside ammonites, indicating that these spiral-shelled cephalopods were also on the menu. Its long serrated spine may have been used not only for defense but also to navigate the currents of the seaway efficiently. Despite its dominance, changes in the ecosystem and the eventual disappearance of the Western Interior Seaway likely contributed to its extinction. Now, this shark was itself quite large, as it came in at about 10 meters long and had a long serrated spine. Despite its size, it also had a massive 550-tooth strong set of teeth, and these were used to munch down on massive prehistoric versions of crustaceans such as shellfish and mollusks. Oftentimes, these crustaceans were about 3 meters in length, providing a hearty meal for these special sharks. However, despite their hunting prowess, they unfortunately are no longer around today. Number 10. The Greenland Shark. As the name suggests, the Greenland Shark isn't exactly a fan of warm weather, as it's found in the frigid cold waters of the North Atlantic. Yet, despite its tough environment, it is a true champion among sharks, as it not only can grow to as much as 7 meters in length, but can live for more than 500 years, making it the longest living shark by far. Little is known as to why they last so long. However, some have suggested that their extremely cold surroundings slow down their metabolism and maturation so that they live longer than their warm water counterparts. Their slow metabolism not only contributes to their longevity but also means they are among the slowest moving sharks, earning them the nickname sleeper sharks. Remarkably, Greenland sharks are known to swim at speeds of less than 2.9 kilometers per hour, conserving energy in the deep, icy waters where food can be scarce. These sharks have also been found with unusual items in their stomachs, such as reindeer remains, suggesting they are opportunistic scavengers as well as active hunters. Greenland sharks have poor eyesight due to parasitic copepods that attach to their corneas, but they compensate with an exceptional sense of smell to locate prey. They are also capable of diving to depths of up to 2,200 meters, making them one of the deepest dwelling shark species. Despite their size and hunting prowess, Greenland sharks are generally not considered a threat to humans, mainly due to their remote and extreme habitats. Their flesh is toxic when fresh, containing high levels of trimethylamine oxide, which protects their tissues from freezing but requires extensive preparation to be made edible. However, this doesn't mean that these sharks aren't quite active, as they have a killer instinct and will aggressively hunt animals such as seals and fish. Therefore, while the Greenland shark may be mysterious, it certainly is pretty cool. Number 9. The megamouth shark. Typically speaking, fish that live in the deeper areas of the ocean have adaptations that are a little different than most, and the megamouth shark is certainly no exception. Found in deep waters around the world, this shark is a filter feeder, meaning that it simply keeps its mouth open and sucks in plankton and other small creatures. This shark comes in at a whopping 5 meters in length but stands apart thanks to its one-of-a-kind mouth lining. This is because it has an unusual white band on its upper jaw that is able to reflect light. Curiously enough, it's only visible while it's feeding. Scientists have noted that the megamouth's slow, deliberate swimming style contrasts with the swift movements of other filter feeders, suggesting that its feeding strategy might rely more on stealth and patience. Its large, fleshy lips and soft cartilage provide further evidence of its specialized adaptations for a plankton-rich diet. Unlike most sharks, which are apex predators, the megamouth occupies a lower trophic level, playing a crucial role in regulating plankton populations in its ecosystem. The shark's large, bulbous head and small eyes give it an almost alien-like appearance, which has fascinated researchers since its discovery in 1976. Due to its elusive nature, most of what scientists know about the species comes from accidental catches, making it one of the least understood sharks in the world. Advanced tagging and tracking technology have recently provided insights into its vertical migration patterns, revealing that it ascends closer to the surface at night to feed. Yet, only 117 specimens of the shark have ever been documented so far, so they're still not 100% sure that this is the case. However, if it is, it would certainly make them unique. Now it's time for today's topic. National Geographic has officially confirmed a groundbreaking discovery. Its divers have documented the largest great white shark ever recorded. This massive predator, estimated to measure over 50 feet in length, has stunned marine biologists and shattered all previous size records for the species. The shark was encountered during a deep-sea expedition in the Pacific Ocean. At first, the divers believed they were seeing a typical large great white, but as the shark drew closer, its sheer scale became undeniable. The enormous dorsal fin alone dwarfed the divers, and its massive jaws appeared far beyond the normal size for its species. Experts believe this enormous shark is an extraordinary anomaly, possibly resulting from unique genetics or perfect feeding conditions that allowed it to grow to unprecedented proportions. While average great white sharks typically measure between 15 to 20 feet, this individual defies all expectations. Although the team captured the incredible encounter on film, the footage has not been released to the public yet, sparking intense curiosity. For now, only a single photo of the creature has been revealed, offering just a glimpse of this awe-inspiring discovery. Scientists worldwide are eager to analyze the data, and the public awaits more details with bated breath. Number 8. The whale shark. While the whale shark may have a pretty scary-sounding name, they're actually a lot more docile than you might think. That's because, despite measuring in at as much as 10 meters in length and weighing in at about 18 to 19 tons, these gentle giants pose absolutely no threat to humans. This is because, rather than use its jaws to chomp down on prey, it is instead a filter feeder, which means that it simply juts out its jaws and uses its gill rakers to passively suck in and filter everything in its path. However, this filter isn't large enough to let in large objects, so it limits its diet to small shrimp, fish, and plankton. This is probably for the best, as their swimming speed of just 5 kilometers per hour makes them pretty easy to outpace. Thus, because they're so harmless, you could theoretically swim with wild whale sharks if you chose. Now, in order to find these impressive fish, you'll have to travel to warm waters. The whale shark is known to inhabit tropical areas around the world. However, of all these areas, the best place to spot them is in northwestern Australia's Ningaloo Reef, as whale sharks often migrate here in the spring thanks to the area's abundant supply of plankton. Despite their gentle nature, the whale shark is unfortunately under threat. This is because they're often hunted in many parts of Asia, as their fins are considered to be a delicacy by many. To make matters worse, they also often fall victim to plastic pollution and lost habitats thanks to warming ocean waters. As a result, they're currently considered to be an endangered species by the IUCN and will likely remain as one until conservation efforts begin to improve. Number 7. The Helicoprion. Put simply, prehistoric animals are often pretty weird. After all, their adaptations and features are often far different than modern animals, meaning that fossils of them can be pretty hard to decipher at times. However, out of all the prehistoric sharks out there, few are quite as mysterious as the 7.5-meter-long Helicoprion. Now, a lot of finer details about the shark are unknown. However, what paleontologists have discovered is that the Helicoprion had a tooth whorl that could curve like a spiral, and that appeared to be similar to a buzzsaw. This strange arrangement of teeth was likely composed of continuous growth, with older teeth being pushed further into the spiral as new teeth formed at the base. Paleontologists theorize that the Helicoprion used this structure to slice through prey with remarkable efficiency, much like a modern saw blade. Additionally, some researchers believe the unique jaw structure may have been an adaptation to deal with the abundance of soft-bodied prey in its environment, giving it an edge over other predators. The discovery of Helicoprion fossils in marine sediments suggests that these sharks thrived in shallow, tropical seas, making them apex predators of their time. Despite the advancements in technology and fossil reconstruction, questions about how the jaw actually moved or functioned remain unanswered, keeping the Helicoprion an enduring mystery. Yet, the actual structure of this jaw has been debated by professionals for decades, as models have been made depicting it as anything from an extension at the end of their mouth to a part that's made up of the entirety of their lower jaw. However, the generally agreed-upon consensus nowadays is that the spiral consisted of the entire lower part of their mouth and essentially swirled to rip prey apart, such as squids and soft-bodied creatures. While these predators haven't been around for the past 270 million years, they were probably pretty fierce in their heyday. Number 6. The Thresher Shark. While most sharks look the most frightening from the front, the Thresher Shark stands apart for having a terrifying back end. That's because this 6.1-meter-long species is known for its massive tail, which often takes up about half of its body length. While a large tail may not seem like a big deal, the Thresher Shark makes the most of it by using it as a high-powered weapon. In addition to stunning prey, the tail creates shockwaves in the water that confuse and disorient nearby fish, making it easier for the shark to pick them off. This unique hunting method allows them to take down multiple prey at once, making them one of the most efficient predators in the ocean. Thresher sharks are also capable of leaping out of the water, a behavior known as breaching, which showcases their incredible power and agility. They tend to hunt in deep waters, often rising to shallower depths only at dawn or dusk to ambush schools of fish like mackerel and sardines. Despite their fearsome appearance, Thresher sharks are surprisingly shy and tend to avoid human interaction. They are also known to have excellent vision, which helps them spot prey in low-light conditions where other predators might struggle. Unfortunately, their remarkable tails have made them a target for fishing, as they are often caught for their fins, meat, and liver oil. More specifically, they've been observed swimming up to schools of fish and then flinging their tail over their head in order to stab their unfortunate prey. In order to pull this off, they manage to flip their tail at breakneck speeds, with some managing to do so at an impressive 130 kilometers per hour. Thus, while these sharks technically pose no threat to humans, they are still a pretty scary-looking species. Number 5. The Megalodon. Out of all the sharks on this list, the undisputed king in terms of size is the Megalodon. That's because this species supposedly grew to sizes of about 15 to 18 meters in length, making it about 3 times longer than the largest recorded great white shark. Now, this species reigned supreme in warm waters around the globe about 3.6 to 20 million years ago, and was so widespread that fossils of it have been found on every continent except Antarctica. In terms of physical stature, it was almost like an enlarged version of a modern blue shark, but by most accounts, its most impressive feature was its teeth. That's because, with teeth that are about 18 centimeters long and a set of jaws that were 276 teeth strong, these sharks were more than capable of crushing practically anything that came its way. It shouldn't come as a surprise that their preferred prey were large fish and whales. In fact, fossilized whale bones have been spotted with Megalodon bite marks on them, with some even having broken teeth embedded in them from massive feeding frenzies from millions of years ago. However, despite their size and power, the Megalodon ultimately went extinct about 3.6 million years ago. This is likely because, at that point in time, temperatures cooled, and the number of organisms at the base of the food chain plummeted. This led to the predators at the top having a lack of prey, and when combined with the Megalodon's affinity for warm water, these sharks simply couldn't survive. To top this off, the Megalodon likely gave birth in shallow coastal waters close to shore. These areas protected Megalodon pups from large-toothed whales. However, when these habitats became too cold to house the pups, the amount of Megalodons that could reproduce dropped so much that the species ultimately went extinct. Number 4. The Great White Shark. We think you'd agree that our list of sharks would be incomplete without the Great White. Easily one of the most infamous sharks known to man, it has gotten a pretty bad rap thanks to its appearance in films such as Jaws and Sharknado. However, the truth of the matter is far from what the movies portray it to be. That's because great white sharks almost never attack humans and will generally only do so if they mistake one for a seal. However, if you happen to be a sea creature, then watch out, as great white sharks are easily one of the animal kingdom's most proficient predators. First of all, the great white shark has some pretty impressive physical characteristics. It comes in at an average of 5 meters long, weighs in at a hefty 2,200 kilograms, and has the ability to swim at a top speed of 25 kilometers per hour. While this itself makes it a menace, its teeth, sense of smell, and camouflage are what make it a real hunting machine. After all, the great white boasts a mouth lined with up to 300 serrated, triangular teeth arranged in several rows, allowing it to prey on everything from seabirds to orca whales. It finds this prey using its great sense of smell and is able to ambush it thanks to its slate-gray upper body, as it allows the great white to blend into the ocean floor. As such, there are few animals out there that are any match for this mighty beast. However, the one species that has had a massive toll on the great white shark are humans. This is because a combination of both overfishing for their fins and occurrences of them accidentally being caught in fishing nets has caused their numbers to decline, and they're currently considered to be a vulnerable species by the IUCN. As a result, unless conservation measures are put into place, there's a very real possibility that they could one day go extinct. Number 3. The tiger shark. Tiger sharks don't exactly get the same bad rap that great whites do. However, they are by many accounts even more ferocious than their more famous friends. For reference, these fellas weigh in at about 900 kilograms and measure in at about 5.5 meters and are known as tiger sharks not just because of their hunting abilities but also because juvenile sharks have a dark set of stripes across their bodies. Found throughout the warm and tropical waters in the Pacific Ocean, their greatest claim to fame is their insane diet. That's because they're some of the few shark species that truly has a stomach of steel and will not shy away from eating literally anything. When we say that, we don't just mean the regular fare of fish and crustaceans but things such as sea turtles, stingrays, venomous sea snakes, and in some cases even actual garbage such as metal, plastic, wood, fishing gear, and other trash. However, despite their wide diet, tiger sharks tend to adapt to eating whatever prey is in abundance in their area, and thus they can be placed in nearly any ecosystem and find something that they would be able to snack on. Now, as far as attacks go, the tiger shark is considered to be second only to the great white. Yet, in many cases, it's a lot more deadly. That's because while great white sharks will often take out one bite of a human and swim away, tiger sharks really don't mind the taste of human flesh and thus won't have any qualms about munching away. However, despite their strength, tiger sharks are unfortunately considered to be near threatened by the IUCN, as they're heavily overfished for their fins, skins, and flesh, and their livers are often extracted to help reap high levels of vitamin A, which is then processed into vitamin oil. When you further consider that they have very low reproduction rates, it shouldn't come as a surprise that tiger sharks are in some serious danger. Number 2. The basking shark. While the whale shark may seem like a real one-of-a-kind species, the basking shark is actually very similar to it in a variety of ways. Although they're technically not as heavy as the whale shark, they come in at a relatively lighter 4.5 tons. They sometimes come in at about 12 meters in length, making them a lot longer than most. Yet, despite being about double the length of the great white shark, they in fact look very similar to them, as they have a sleek body and a dorsal fin that sticks out of the water. However, these similarities don't extend to the basking shark's hunting abilities, as they're not ferocious predators in any sense of the word. Instead, much like the whale shark, the basking shark is a filter feeder, and as such, it preys on very small fish, invertebrates, and plankton. In order to do so, it travels at speeds of just 4 kilometers per hour, keeping its mouth open so these creatures can be sucked in. These sharks are found in water bodies around the world. While they can survive in everything from subarctic to warm water, they likely migrate seasonally to warmer regions. Generally speaking, they remain solitary. However, in summer months, they'll often congregate in dense patches that are sometimes up to 100 individuals strong. This behavior ultimately leaves them vulnerable to human activity, as basking sharks have historically been hunted by both Western nations for the oil in their liver and in Asian nations for their fins and cartilage. As a result, these sharks are unfortunately considered to be an endangered species. Number 1. The great hammerhead shark. Of all the species of shark out there, few are as iconic as the great hammerhead shark. Found throughout the world's warm coastal waters, their obvious standout feature is their head, which in fact is a lot more useful than you may think. That's because the inside of their heads is equipped with electrical receptors that can sense potential prey, including those that are hidden in the sand. The unique hammer shape, known as a cephalofoil, also provides exceptional maneuverability, allowing the shark to make sharp turns while chasing fast-moving prey. This shape gives them superior binocular vision, improving their ability to judge distances and track their targets. Additionally, hammerheads use their broad heads to pin down stingrays on the ocean floor, a hunting technique that sets them apart from other sharks. They are also known to travel in schools during the day, displaying surprisingly social behavior, although they hunt alone at night. Great hammerheads are apex predators, playing a crucial role in maintaining the balance of marine ecosystems by keeping prey populations in check. Despite their fearsome reputation, they are threatened by overfishing and habitat loss, making them a priority species for conservation efforts. They often feast on creatures on the seafloor, including stingrays, crabs, and octopus. However, what people don't realize is that hammerhead sharks are also some truly heavy hitters. That's because they can grow to a maximum length of 6 meters and a weight of 450 kilograms. Thus, it goes without saying that these fish are truly remarkable. Which of these sharks shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out our other videos showing up on the screen. See you next time.